she needs to do sober meetings. She's using marijuana every day, counsel. And I read in the police report that it appears that maybe she was high on drugs or something at the time. She's stating in the police report that she didn't know. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 1180, State of Texas versus Vanessa Varela. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
For the defense?
John Winter for the defendant.
And are you Vanessa Varela? You're gonna have to
Yes.
answer yes or no.
Vanessa Varela?
Yes, is that you?
Yes.
All right. And I'm sorry, state, do you have a copy of a police report on this?
I don't, but I can,
If you could print one up for me?
yes.
All right, and while the state is printing that for me to review, I understand that you all have an agreement on a bond amount, but I need to review the police report to see if the court feels it's appropriate.
Okay.
The next thing I want to address is there was a motion for competency examination file, and Mr. Winter, as you know, once it's filed, it needs to be addressed.
Sure.
So there are some questions that I need to ask your client with regards to the competency motion so that I can make appropriate conditions of bond if I agree to this bonded out amount. Ms. Varela, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand.
Keep down.
All right, Ms. Varela, I'm not going to ask you anything about the facts of the case. I'll read the police report in regards to that, Mr. Winter. Your previous attorney had filed a motion for a competency. Have you ever been seen by a psychiatrist or a psychologist? You're going to have to answer.
You have to say it out loud.
No.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health issues?
No.
Has anyone in your family ever had any mental health issues?
No.
Do you have a place to live if you were released?
Yes.
Who would you be living with?
My mom?
Have you spoken to your mother and asked if you can live with her?
No.
So where were you living when this alleged incident happened? Were you living with your mom or were you living by yourself?
With my mom?
And Mr. Winter, do you know whether or not what she's charged with is alleged to have occurred at the home with her mother?
It's not, Judge.
Okay.
My understanding is it's alleged to have occurred at a neighborhood house, but it's not at her mother's house. Her mother is the one who came and hired me, and I'm sure that she'll be okay with her being back in the house.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes.
How many?
2,
What are their ages?
3 and
3 and 4?
3 and 1.
3 and 1. Okay. Do they live with you?
Yes.
Have you ever used any type of drugs?
Mm-mm.
You need to say yes or no.
Yes.
You have?
I'm sorry.
Have you ever used any type of drugs? Have you used marijuana before?
Yes.
When was the last time you used marijuana?
Like a month ago.
Have you ever used cocaine?
Yes.
When's the last time you used cocaine?
Like a year ago.
Have you ever used methamphetamine?
No.
Have you ever used crack cocaine?
No.
Have you ever used alcohol?
Yes.
When's the last time you used alcohol?
A month ago.
How often do you use alcohol?
Not a lot.
What does that mean?
Thanks, I'm outside.
I don't drink.
Well, how often do you drink alcohol?
Here and there.
I mean, is it once a week? Is it twice a week? Is it once every 2 weeks? How often?
Once every 2 weeks.
And how often did you use cocaine when you were using?
The same,
How often are you using marijuana?
almost every day.
Sorry, Judge, I'm just
Oh, no
trying to
problem.
make sure it's.
Any objections to the court reading police report?
No, you're.
All right, and Ms. Varela, I'm reading the police report to make conditions of bond for you. I don't accept it as true, but this is me trying to figure out what would be appropriate bond conditions for you, okay? Okay. State. All right, and all right, anything you would like to say? Defense?
Well, Judge, as you know, I spoke with state about the case. And we agreed to a reduction on this case to $50,000. If you're willing to go a little lower than that, of course, that would be appreciated. The family is of limited means, and so of limited means, and any savings that they could make in getting Vanessa back home would be appreciated by them.
All right. If I reduce the bond, then I'm going to require her to be on GPS.
Okay, we're asking if you do require that to waive any fees, since she does have children to feed. She was working at Dairy Queen, but I don't think she makes a whole lot of money.
State, any objection to reducing the bond with GPS?
No,
All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court will set your bond at $20,000. No unsupervised contact with minors, partial GPS, waive GPS fees. Defendant is allowed to work and attend all classes and or medical appointments. I'm going to want, she needs to do sober meetings. She's using marijuana every day, counsel. And I read in the police reports that it appears that maybe she was high on drugs or something at the time. She stated in the police report that she didn't know. So I'm going to want sober meetings, 90 in 90 days. I'm going to ask for random UAs. And we'll do a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. I don't know if she has mental health issues or if there is just a drug issue and the drugs are doing something to her mental faculties. So we're going to do a referral for Center for Healthcare Services. And I'm going to want field visits by the team once per month. And we have to do random UAs, tests for alcohol. And outpatient treatment. That'll be outpatient treatment for drug use. Ms. Ferguson, can you get a someone from pretrial services? I know this is an indicted case, but maybe pretrial services can help her with getting these done as a condition of her bond. Yes, see if you can have someone zoom in. All right, Mr. Winters, I'm going to see if we can have someone from pretrial services zoom in so that you all have their contact information and that they can help her with any issues she may have. So if you don't mind just waiting around a minute to see when they zoom in.
Sure, Judge.
And I'll take that up as soon as they zoom in.
Okay, Judge.
Court is calling 2021 CR 4194 and 2020 CR 5581, State of Texas versus Danny Acosta. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Addict is on behalf of the state, Your Honor. Megan Enriquez and John Kings on behalf of Danny Acosta.
And are you Mr. Acosta? Mr. Acosta, and each of these